Yo! Oh god, music is very loud. One sec. Okay, now music should not be very loud. I hear myself. I think I don't have noise cancelling on. Okay. So hello everybody. Good day. We are back with another great stream of painting minis actually. So I thought about gaming today. I didn't do that because well, I'm like on like a mini project still, like artistically. So we are doing a little bit of mini painting. First and foremost, we're doing terrain painting instead of mini painting. So I've like done a few tiles that I still need to paint, and those tiles are basically they're primed. I primed them and I've dry brushed them because we're going over them with speed paint. So first and foremost, sorry, I'm like a little bit dry when it comes to like my throat. 1 second. So first and foremost, I've primed nearly all of these with my airbrush, which you will maybe see later again. The idea of these is to have like an alternative, because at the moment, where's one of those tiles? I have one of them on my desk. Whoop. So at the moment, the only indoor tiles I have that are like houses are like these like Tudor-esque indoor tiles, and as you can see, they're like very, very specific. Like you could use them in like a Tudor style house, you could like in a noble's house, or like if you play a campaign, something like adjacent to like Middle European. What are 1 6-packs? What? I'm doing fine. Hi, how are you doing? You know what I'm confused about? Yeah, I think after the Sodathon I said that I would be like on a break until like actually tomorrow. But that's not 100% true. As you can see, I'm back already. So I just took like a week off to do like other stuff and get readjusted to like a bit to like work environment and stuff like that, and also be able to like start prepping stuff for the stream. Also to basically like start a little bit of like projects on the side and get further on the VTuber model. I will just in 1 second. I need to prep something else. That I forgot. So we're like basically we're starting the stream in just a few seconds. Well, the painting in a few seconds. So if I'm like quiet for like 1 to 2 seconds, don't be scared. Good. And now I'm just getting my coffee mug, which is right across the table, and then I'm ready. Sorry for like taking like a few seconds. So, I'm back. Clonk clonk. Sitting down. And I just got my flavor drops. I got like a few flavor drops right now. These are chocolate. I have vanilla somewhere else, but we're tasting chocolate now. And my mobile phone does not open up. So yeah, Gara, how have you been? What looks like level 1 sick packs? I am confused. Who looks like level 1 sick packs? I am just like opening stuff up, and then I'm ready. And that should be enough. Okay. So these look like level 1 sick packs. Yeah, these are like, again, like tile sets. So I wanted to have like stone walls with like wooden floors as like tilings, so we can use the minis on them. That's an example because I show it every time. Like we're using like minis like these that are 3D printed. We use them on these like small squares and spaces, like little tile sets. Just so we get right into the action, I'm just like pouring my coffee right now. And then we are going with the Army Painter speed paints. So again, for tile sets, the speed paints are blessing. Yeah, Tech Marine is next week. You're absolutely right with that. I'm looking forward to that actually. So, other than that, quickly adding some coffee to my sugar to my chocolate to my coffee. Jesus Christ. Okay. For the tile set. So at this, I the last few days I watched a little bit of watched about inside everything I have, like every container I have, every box I have, every perceivable thing I have for like tile sorting, and I found a lot of tiles that have not been painted yet. So we're using this situation for this and just start painting those. Again, this one is prepped enough. As you can see, this one is at least on the parts where it should be white. It's not 100% like contrasted with the white. I've started painting the gray here, but the gray seems to dull a little bit out compared to the others. Maybe not that visible on the camera. The stream cameras are not the best for showing that off. But like compared to this like night and day, like there's like a big difference here in terms of like how white like this is compared to the wood on that one. So what we're getting is we're getting for priming or like for the dry brushing, we get Vallejo white, and I need to get a tissue which I have moved somewhere else where it should not be right now, which is a bit confusing because I put it right next to me, so I have it in like reach, but apparently not. Jesus Christ, Renee. If I cannot look right next to me, which is right next to my PC, sorry. Right next to my PC, there was the paper towel. So anyways, we need paper towels. At least one for dry brushing. This paper towel here will... to explain what dry brushing is, because I always do that at least once per stream. So, oops. Dry brushing. We just make some space, because that will all come up to later. Dry brushing is the process of making your brush, usually like either like a very broad brush like this, or like an actual, what I also have, a makeup brush. Put a little bit of color on that. Usually again on like something that absorbs moisture, because the thing is, if you have the moisture in your brush on this color, you cannot dry brush properly. What you want to do is you just make very intently press that color onto the tissue. And now we have like a little bit of, as you can maybe see, yeah, you can see that. You have like a little bit of like white pigment on this. And just with like a makeup brush, you just go and highlight the edges. So basically you just go very slightly, very lightly, quick, gentle strokes over the corners and over like stuff you want to highlight. And that puts like the little pigments, the color pigments, onto the model. So basically, what you want to do, you want to remove, or you want to separate the water of the acrylics with like the pigments of the acrylics, and just dry brush all over this. And so you can see all of a sudden it's like a little bit brighter, not massively brighter, but a little bit. I also need to turn off the autofocus, otherwise it focuses on the background the entire time. Configure video. Camera. There would be the ideal position where I paint. This. Sorry for the autofocus. So, anyway, so you just like add that, and you're taking as much of the color as possible. If the tissue rips, it doesn't matter. You just want to put that color on there. It just serves so you have like a base color that is like a little bit more detailed than the gray we had before. And so we are like getting closer and closer by doing this like once or twice to the actual color we have there. No. It's the campaign itself that I play right now. I've played two. One is like very fantasy, with like we're like actually talking very much fantasy, where it's like the players are in a world that is basically comes out of like a very long war, and now after hundreds of years fairies are returning, and they have like meanwhile like the different races are like struggling, like the humans, the elves, the orcs are like struggling with each other over like one province that is basically connected to all other provinces. That's what the one campaign is. The other one is a bit more to your taste probably, because I need to do like a lot of research for that. The other campaign I'm DMing is we are doing like something in the terms of like Renaissance, but in like the Southern Europeans. So it's not, of course, Spain, but it's like Spanish, Italian, like inspired. And then like the age of like guilds and seafaring is like the main theme there. So like very much commerce, very much like actually like a bit of piracy, not too much, but like a little bit. And the pirates were like it's supposed to be like the first antagonists, and like a little bit like a through line with like the pirate leaders throughout the campaign. That's the main thing. And like the general theme of the campaign is like the leitmotif is following your dreams, basically. Like, what do you want to achieve in life? Oh, that is bad. Whoops. Doesn't matter. We glue that together later. Happens sometimes. So the leitmotif is like fulfilling your dreams. That is like what the theme of the campaign is. But yeah, it's like very Spanish inspired. Like Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, stuff like that. Now, because we have like a little bit, highlighted that a little bit, I'm doing one thing. I am taking a normal piece of white. Not much. We're not thinning it. Usually I thin my paints, but not for this one. Because I realized some of the results on this are like bad. In terms of like dry brushing, I need to like get my lamp a little bit out of there. I cannot paint otherwise, okay. We want to add a little bit of white there and see that the texture gets like the same directional strokes all the time, because this will be wood in the end. And if you see a wooden beam, wood has not like very, very crazy textures in terms of like going different directions. Like if you have a piece of wood, it looks best like, you can see that best on this one where it's like actually visualized. It goes in one direction, right? It goes a little bit squiggly, but other than that, yeah, not that much. So if you do the sides, you want to have like directional strokes into one direction, so it does look very much like the same. But yeah. That's what the themes of the campaign are. I'm taking another... This. For what I'm doing right now, I can take this. This is not my favorite song. We've heard that song a lot as well, but yeah. Use this. I started thinking that like dry brushing these is like a bit too much effort for what I actually want to do with these. Where I could just like prime them white, and after priming them white, like airbrushing them white, and then like just taking the speed paints. That gives them a little bit more vibrancy. So the idea of what I usually do is, because why I'm using like black as a primer. So the idea is like I use black as a primer, so the contrast of like the speed paints comes a bit out, because the speed paint is you will see that later once this is like done. The speed paint itself is basically a very thin glaze of color that you throw over like an existing color. So basically, if we throw the brown over this here, right, it glazes over in like brown tones, like very adjacent in terms of like brightness and darkness to what we actually have here, which is how you get these results where you're like, oh, this is like darker brown here, right? You can like enhance that a little bit. So the idea is to like use that to trick a bit of a result in there. It's like, it's not the cleanest way to do this. The cleanest way would be, of course, like contrast painting them, like everything else, where you like go layer by layer by layer, but no. Usually this is like the faster way. And like for terrain, I'm not doing the same as like for custom models, where like we're working on much detail, but this is like more like a I would say, let's say it. It's more like a dirty, quick job that I'm doing here. It's the best way I can explain that. And that was like a very bad thing, because now I went with my finger over this, which is why I usually tend to wear like gloves sometimes. Also because my skin is like actually very sensitive in some with like colors. Like when I do like a lot of painting, my skin is very dry after that. Just happens. So anyway, we're actually very close to where we want to be. This is nearly okay. Not perfect, but nearly okay. Sometimes it's not bad to have like a little bit of variety, but yeah. So first of all, what we need to do is we need to start painting this. So what we need is Gravelord Grey we had. This is like the color which we did the stones with. And I need Dark Wood. Dark Wood is this color by Army Painter. And I will show you what I mean with these are like very special colors. Because if we put 1 drop or 2 drops on this... Oh god, what happened to Dark Wood? Holy shit. I don't need to put it on a paint, something like special. Because... as you can see... This now glazes perfectly over this. And I have a feeling that I have the wrong color and I don't know why. Because I didn't use hardened leather for this. I think I have the right color, but I think I'm dumb. I don't know. Maybe it will get into the color I actually want to a bit later. Because hardened leather is the brighter of the two. So yeah, my week was actually very busy. One of the reasons I didn't stream. And because, you know, last stream was like a week where I wanted to do other stuff than like play Dark Souls, and then the entire Dark Souls thing turned into like an entire week of me just playing only Dark Souls. Because I underestimated how long I would need for the Solvathon. Let's be real. That's like the main reason that I it's not 100% where I wanted to be, but did I use... No, right? Didn't use this. I used Dark Wood. I'm 100% sure that I used Dark Wood. Yeah, this looks more like the other color. So yeah, I didn't think that the Solvathon would take like that long, but well, sometimes you underestimate stuff. Man, was I happy when Gale died. That was very aggravating. Like, actually, like I think there was like DS3 was like good for some parts. Like especially Pontiff. Pontiff was like very clean. And then I had like parts of DS3 where I like sucked ass. But it's good to like have like the refresher of like playing something else than like DS1 in terms of Souls games. Nobody forces me to, but yeah. You jump sometimes you just I don't know. I just don't want to be the guy who just says, okay, I'm doing the Souls once runs with every weapon, and then like be the big fat liar, you know, that did not clear anything. That would have been like, it's like actually for me, is like actually kind of bad. Like I don't want to have that reputation. I don't know why the dark wood is so dark. I don't know why I'm stupid, by the way. I cannot do this. Wait. And I painted it where you could not see, right? I'm sorry. And what we're doing this. Because if I paint here... No, I need to paint here. That's where I need to paint, okay. Because I can do it a little bit higher, but I need to be careful. Yeah, here's where I can paint. For some reason, the camera is also very zoomed in, and I do not know why. I mean, it was the souls we made along the way, right? It's that it was not horrible, but like oh my god, why is it so liquid? Jesus Christ, why is there like a black blotch of death? Something very weird is happening with my color. It somehow has like a smell to it. I don't know what happened, but that is not good. The thing is that that with the Solathon, next Solathon, I will probably play a different batch of like Souls likes. Which one I do not know. However, I say that. And maybe like next year, when you do the next year's Soulsathon, it will be like a little bit like different in how I approach it. But I think the next big, like, if I do a streaming event, quote unquote, then the next event will definitely be the Euro Truck Europe tour. Am I going nuts? This is way too dark. Yeah, I think I used the wrong color here. Shit, yeah, I should have used hardened leather. Fuck. That is bad. Because I think if I do this now... I should have stopped when I was ahead. If I do this now, we would see that this is the right color. Yep. And as you can see, we are just glazing over this. So yeah, next time we will do the Euro Truck Europe tour. That is like the next big thing, but not until I've done like some other stuff. Maybe I can salvage this later. We need to glue this shit together anyways later. So let's go with the right color now, right? Because I'm not an idiot. So, yeah, other than that, for next week, I've planned like 2 streams. Tomorrow will be one. And the next one would be on... Let me think. The next stream is on... Yeah, one is tomorrow and the other one would be... Wednesday or the weekend, one of the two. Maybe I'm doing one on Wednesday and then like one other on the weekend. The weekend one I cannot promise, however, I have like stuff to do on the weekend. But definitely tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a gaming stream. And we will play, if nothing changes... We will play either Pillars, Cyberpunk. Yeah, I think it's Pillars or Cyberpunk. Yeah, I think I won't do one on Wednesday because I have a Pathfinder session on Friday. So I need the Wednesday for prep. So yeah, we will do... tomorrow and on the weekend. Because Thursday is not worth it. Due to me playing on Friday. Yeah, Thursday won't work. Especially since on Thursday I have to work until a little bit later. It's not like working a little bit late is not that bad. It's not like nothing that will like break my neck or something like that. But until I'm home, like home and have eaten and stuff like that, it's way past 6, and I hate doing like streams that are let's say not below like 3 hours. 3 hours is like okay, 2.5 is okay, but like usually on those days I'm a bit spent, and then like I just like to tend to do like streams that are like max 2 hours, and I find that not very fulfilling. Except if it's Euro Truck. Euro Truck goes well in 2 hours because you just like drive 2 jobs and just truck a little bit.
Well, he'd soon find out whether there was
But yeah.
along with the sound. The scrap of wood showed him that when the bell sounds,
We don't use we don't do one sec. Okay, we don't do drunk stream if we do Euro Truck in the next time, I think. Because like we've done so many Euro Truck drinking streams and so many drinking streams in general, I don't want this to become like a bad habit, you know? Since I usually actually want to drink only on the weekends, or like when I'm on vacation, then I don't care as well, but not during a work week. I hate that. Especially since I tend to sleep worse when I drink, which is like, I think even like a common thing with alcohol. I don't know if that's true or not, but I tend to have like way worse sleeps if I, for example, go like on a barbecue, be on a barbecue and then like drink something during the day. I had a Pathfinder session yesterday, I just realized, yeah. So we played yesterday, it was okay, one player was sick. The thing about like the player being sick, it was that it was like He told me basically an hour before, which is always a bad thing. Like if I would know at the morning of the event happening, then like yeah, that's okay. But like it was like maybe 2 hours max before. Okay. Oh, this side I forgot. A little bit on the tip of the brush. The big let's say like this, the big disadvantage of like doing this on stream is I cannot use some of my equipment, which is not that bad. I can live without it. I'm not dependent on it, but for example, this small line here with the brush I'm using tends to throw some mistakes in. Okay. I'm drinking a sip of coffee. Oh, the chocolate one is really good. Chocolate coffee is really good. I just drank a sip of that because I need caffeine. I've drunk only a single cup of coffee today, which is so minimum for me that I feel like it's not hitting the right spot. I'm not 100% there. Not like in terms of like, oh, I'm not there, I cannot concentrate, but more like I have trouble finding some words and stuff like that. It happens when I don't talk much and also drink much caffeine. I have a weird quirk, I don't know why. When I go, for example, shopping, right? And I haven't spoken to anyone the entire day. Happens sometimes on the weekends. For example, if I on some weekend days, especially Saturdays, I just like get up and then I as like an adult man in my age range does, I drink my coffee and then I go shopping for groceries just so I have something for the weekend, right? Usually I'm not like buying big bulks of stuff. I tend to like go to the store because there's one nearby. Like there's one for my way on the way home from work. The coffee, I get like some coffee and stuff like that there. So I'm just like going there quickly on the way home, grab a coffee, grab something to eat for like 2 days, and that's it, right? I don't need to like go big bulk shopping for the most part. Like Saturdays, I just go like bigger bulk where I get like my vegetables like on bulk when I want to cook something. When I don't want to eat like a trash panda and I don't know, live off of like pizza and subs and shit like that. But yeah, what I actually wanted to say was, so when I go shopping and I haven't talked the entire day, I find like difficulty, like a muscle you haven't used the entire day, to like actually like find my words for the first 2 seconds. I don't know why that is. It's like I have like actually like input delay. Oh, hi Hunted, how are you doing? Because I'm doing fine. But yeah, I have like some problem like starting to speak, so I have like problem with like not saying hello, but like starting a conversation. Especially since the cashiers know me so well now. Again, not saying where I live because I'm not doxing myself. I'm not telling people where I live. No doxing Sag. Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm doing it like out of my own protection, right? You know how crazy people are. Not that I have like crazy followers or something like that, but you know, like there's like random people that like want to start shit, and I don't want to be involved in that. Which is why I'm not saying where I work, where I live. The only thing like someone knows, like you would know from like watching my streams, is that I live somewhere close to Cologne, and that it has to be enough. Which is, by the way, not a good indicator, because in Germany, like, we're like one of the most highly populated areas. Like, everything around Cologne, including Cologne and Düsseldorf, is like so highly populated. Exactly, like the Bay Arbor Butcher or something like that. Like, I don't wanna like have people like, even like we have like one German guy here who like doxed himself back in the day. I mean, like most German know Drachenlord, but yeah, he was like a guy who did like YouTube videos. Probably one of the most famous German YouTubers, actually, because he like exploded. And like he doxed himself back in the day, and his life was a fucking mess, dude. Because like people trolled him in real life, they blew up his like post box and stuff like that. I don't want that shit. So this is the corner of a room, who would have thunk, right? We need to paint like this part down here, and of course the backside of this. We are using the tiniest image of this. But yeah,
You see what low grade you made on your weekly mathematics test? More than half of you failed. Most of those who passed just got by. Nobody had 100%.
it's like I just don't want like it's like, yeah, it's like California of Germany. Like everything around Cologne is like so highly populated. It's like, by saying that, you like such a broad, you have like such a broad like area that you could be in, which is again fine for me, because I say all the time that I'm going to events in Cologne, for example, to like Renaissance fairs and like fantasy festivals and stuff like that, or like conventions in Deutz. That's like something I always say, but yeah. I still haven't looked what like conventions are this year in Deutz, actually. Of course it's Gamescom. Gamescom is every year, but like if there's something else.
Just what was Mr. Grimes' purpose in making such statements as these? This is the poorest class I've had in a long, long time. This is hardly the way to win friends or influence people.
But yeah, like there's like a lot of events coming this year, I think. Because you have like, at least for board gaming, you have the Spiel in Essen. I still want to go there. I've never been there. Then you have like the Roleplay Burst probably this year again in Oberhausen, which is like the roleplay convention. And then you have like a lot of like, of course, festivals and fairs. Maybe I find something during the spring. Usually like most Renaissance fairs are after the summer. Because usually you have like still very warm like temperatures. And usually like still good weather, especially in like September. And there's not that many people on vacation, so like more people attend. But I want to see something in the spring. There's like sometimes you have like, especially since like when you have like a castle nearby as an attraction, those have usually like some event or another in the spring. Like I was like in a castle event in Berlin. The music stopped because we haven't watched at the window long enough. I hate this so much. Hey, yeah, I wanna listen further to music. Thank you. There was like when I was in Berlin, I was like in one of the one in a castle that was like very cool, where the event was very cool. I even got my ocarina there that I still want to learn to play. Actually, that's the one instrument I actually want to learn how to play, because I can't play a musical instrument, and I decide, well, the ocarina is like an easier flute for the most part. Or it is very much a flute, right? But yeah, it's like, I just want to learn the ocarina at some point. I have one here. I don't know how this, like, how this works with, like, actually, like, the laws in Germany for learning an instrument in an apartment complex. How long you can actually try and play. I mean, Berlin, like, in theory, if you go to the right spots, Berlin can be kind of nice. But it's like, yeah, you can say that about every city, right? Like, many people would say Cologne, EU. I agree with... Well, I don't agree with Cologne in general, EU. But, I think Cologne is, like, one of those cities where it's like... That can be very beautiful or very, very ugly in some places. But yeah, that's Cologne for you. I need my one tile again that we had earlier that I put somewhere. Boop, 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 boop. That's not the one. That's not the one. Where did I put my two-door tile? I put it somewhere. There. I'm 100% not sure. I'm not 100% sure is what I want to say. Which color this is. If this is this... No, it's not this. This is a different color. I mean, yeah, that's true for Cologne. We have like a very high percentage of like LGBTQ people there. It's not that bad. Like these two together, they have a bit of contrast, yeah, but it's not that bad. I need to see if I can fix that later. We need. First of all, clean this. So we have here a window. We have a window here. Jesus Christ. We have here a window. Am I Yoda? A window I have here. Which you need to still completely dry. Need to dry brush completely. And we're doing that actually right now. We do it live. I have a feeling that my dry brushing does not work as well as I hope to. I think my brush is too bad for this. Give me... One second. Lüften. Oh yeah, because it's a window. Yeah. Now I get it. Ha ha ha! I don't know what happened to this piece, actually. It looks super weird. First of all, it's not 100% clean, which I need to address anyways. Where's my file? There. Let's file this down quickly. I try to make it so you can see what I'm actually doing. But the problem with this is...
I call it how to lose friends and infuriate people all in one easy lesson.
You probably cannot see it properly because I cannot file with my left hand, even though I'm left-handed. But like, I cannot file with my left hand actually. I learned to do it with my right hand, so... The thing why I'm doing this is I want to smooth this out because it did not print correctly before I try to paint it. As you can see there, it has like this like weird overhang there. That happens if you like try to print like a long bridge. So what the 3D printer does, let me show you on one of my pieces here. Maybe this one that I painted. This is like the best example. So the 3D printer, when you print something, right? You start out with a base layer, which is this black one down here. I don't need to paint this because this object will sit like this. So what the 3D printer does, you should see this a little bit. If we go far enough out on this surface, actually. This is where you see it the most. If you look closely, you can see that basically there's like a rippling effect up down there. And that happens because basically the 3D printer paints the object layer by layer, right? So the print head will extrude the filament out of the nozzle. And when it goes like, it basically does like the outline first, so the outer layers. In this case, for this object, it would be like, oh, it does the square here. And then it goes up layer by layer, right? And everything that's inside the object is basically a mass of like, basically intertwined like lines. So it gets stability, right? You can see that very well on my broken mini that I still keep, even though I wanted to reprint it again. Here. On this dinosaur, you can see this. You have like, this is like what's inside the mini. So basically you have like an outer layer, maybe like 2 to 3 outer layers. Usually I go with 3. and then like inside the inside layers are like either like this like square pattern, honeycomb square pattern. Oh, you can see also the layer lines here very well on this one. Like there's like this ripple here. So when I printed it like this, so it starts of course with the legs, and this part here would be, because it prints it like standing, right? It would be in the air. So what you need to do is like put on supports. You've seen me like remove supports sometimes. That's like the thing. You need to like create basically like little supports here, so that the printer can actually build layers on top of what the supports give, right? So if you have, for example, these gills here, right? Or these like, yeah, these gill-like things. You need to have like a support here, 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 because it's the lowest point. And the printer can like do basically, I would say, very, very, very flat surfaces. Like I'm talking about like if this is like 45 degrees, maybe like 60 to 70 degrees, like very close to this is like okay for the printer to do. So you can print objects to show this better with the object itself. I could print this at probably this like, sorry. If this is like the flat area, let's make it like this. I could print it at this angle and it would come out all right. So if you connect two pieces, like with a window, in this case, if you don't put supports in there, which I did not, like in here, it tries to bridge it by going to this spot and quickly using a line over there, right? Makes sense, right? The printer moves there and tries to create like bridges. Depending on the printer you have, which mine is actually very good, like this distance should not be a problem anymore. But the older printer I had problems with that distance. So what happens is the like 0.05 millimeter thin line of PLA will basically bridge, and due to like it lacking the strength to keep up its own weight, it will sag. So basically it goes like this, right? Like in this line. And so when it does the next layer, guess what it will do? Because it does not 100% fill this area, the print head will move there again, and the next layer will fill this, and the next this, and the next this. At some point it evens out, because like due to the sagging, you have like this effect where it's like a bridge over a bridge, right? Like if you put like different boxes in one another of the same size, you realize at some point they fit somewhat, but not really. You can like with force push them in, and that is what happens here. So it evens out and it can like do the print, but like this looks like ass. So going back to what I wanted to do is we need to file this down. There's like a very nice things, like a very nice saying in Germany for like filing things, which it doesn't look I'm using my entire file, but I'm doing it. Like I go with like the tip of this into the other side of the window and like go in here with like this line, because after this line there's no file anymore. In Germany there's like a nice saying. It's like die Pfeile und den Schwanz benutzt man ganz, or in English it would be you use the whole length of your file and dig. You don't use just the tip, you use the entire shaft. The entire length of the object. Okay. Now we dry brush properly. With the bigger brush. We're taking the big makeup brush. You're watching Doctor Who. I'm watching another Doctor. I'm on the 3rd season of Doctor House. Like of House. It's actually kind of good. I'm watching like an episode per day, so I just don't get like don't get the fatigue. It's way too little. I mean, like, the problem with it, like, most episodes are very samey, except for, like, everything in the latter part and the first part of the season. Like, mid-season House, I've realized, is very, very samey. Like, I really like the show, right? I really, really like the entire show. I like the characters very much. I like the character writing in it, actually. It's like, of course, not the... Like, it's like, not the best of the best of the best of the best. Like, I would not say it's the best character writing I've ever seen. But it is, like, very, very solid. Yeah. It's the problem is like it starts off with guy is sick or woman is sick, right? One of like person is sick. He has like 2 wrong diagnostics, and the final one is the right one. It's like a very, very formulaic in that regard. Except for again the episodes where it's like different because it's like a story episode. That is not like, oh, we are trying to solve a case here while another theme of the week is like going on. For example, I don't know. This week, House is off his meds. This week, House, I don't know, wants to prove. You mean like Gregory House himself? Yeah, I would think so, actually. With like how he acts and stuff like that, yes, like the substance abuse and stuff like that, like of course, but like it's very, very, very strongly autism coded, in my opinion. Especially the entire part of like what like many autists have, where they focus on where they have like a hyper intelligent, like a hyper focused intelligence, like they're like very, very, very intelligent in like one topic, but have like trouble with like, for example, some social cues and stuff like that. You realize that very much in the early episodes, the point where everyone talks to House about like how they feel or emotions, the man just stands there, doesn't say anything. I don't know what I'm doing wrong with my dry brushing now. I actually do not know. It's just not working, and I do not know why. This is more like the dry brushing I see. I just need to complain, and boom, it's working. Maybe I had too little moisture on the brush before.
Fancy words. But I do like music.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like the previous dry brushing was totally ass, and all of a sudden, like, I complain once, and all of a sudden it works. It's a bit weird.
This is the book Barry wanted. Oh, so that's what an anthology is. A collection. Now, what else came of my trip to the library?
I mean, I know that dry brushing takes a little bit of a while, like, to get applied on, because you need to go over the same area so often. But I think I did something wrong with the moisture on the brush. Because bone dry pigment does not stick. Like, if the pigment is, like, so dry that it doesn't stick anymore, then yeah, it won't work. Okay. Do I need to still dry brush a few objects? Yeah, I need to. Let's keep to dry brushing at the moment. So this. My printer did a clicking noise. So I resituated my printer. That is something that happened this last week, where I didn't stream. Well, that's way too moist. So it's not on my PC disk anymore. It's basically my PC disk is right over to my right there, right? And now I've resituated the 3D printer to my very left, like into the corner of the room, because I'm working on getting OLED. An OLED monitor. Because I want to have a third monitor. That's like the first thing. I want to get a third monitor right now. The third monitor I get is also there for if we do a challenge run where the game I play I know is one I know is what I want to say, is that once you're like playing on that I'm not 100% sure, by the way, just realizing if this has been like properly primed, but I think I've primed all of these tiles. It was on the tile on the pile of prime tiles. What I wanted to say was, all of the monitor, the third one, is for like web browser stuff. So if I need a guide or stuff like that, for items, and also for like when I have the VTuber avatar going, to see the settings there and stuff like that. Because we will need to, because I don't have a team of people, we will need to do a little bit of live adjustments. So once the VTuber avatar gets going, we need to like actually do some testing live. So we're getting a bit of color onto the brush and dry brush these. So they have as much contrast as they can between the higher and the lower spots of the textures. So we can get like really nice gray effects on the stone. Again, this is like not how it looks in the end. Jesus Christ, what is my lamp doing? Like, so you can see like a few of the contrasts there. And then we can go in with speed paints and just like do an easy job of like coloring those. Oh, I did not dry my brush there. Shit. Doesn't matter. Gives the entire thing like a little bit of a unique look. If like one corner is a bit more vibrant, the other's not. It's better than like having like all of them look exactly the same.
What you get in a hi-fi set is best described as presence, a feeling of life and nearness in the music. Once you've heard high fidelity...
I'm still thinking about like just priming the next set of tiles white and trying if like this looks better. It gives those colors, it gives the colors a little bit more of like realism if they have like a shadowy effect. But I feel like the speed paints themselves do a very good job of like getting this the realistic lighting effect by itself due to how they work. But yeah, other than that, to explain what these tiles are, basically those are tiles that are used in like a set of like, well, tile sets, who would have thunk. And they will be used primarily by my Pathfinder group, by both of them. And to show what they are actually for is, I had like an old set of like magnetic tiles, yeah, like some of the older parts. For example, this is like my stone tile set, right? Like castle stone basically, where we have a window and also a wall. And down here on the bottom side, here's like this magnetic system. So we have like 8 ball magnets. And due to how ball magnets work, that they, well, roll around, right, and attract each other, you can make basically these like stack together however you want. You can build a room however you want, walls however you want, which is great. But I switched systems, so now we use these spaces, and these are basically like modular bases. Again, very, very strong magnets. So they can hold like even like stuff in the air. It's like very, very cool. Anyway, and these are made so you can put finished tiles into them. For example, do I have finished tiles here? No, it doesn't matter. These have the connectors. I can put this on there, this on there, and then I have the power to build the room however I want, right? So this is the idea. I want to have like modular sets so I can build rooms and stuff. Okay? So that is the idea behind this. And I need different tile sets. So if you have, for example, say you're in a castle, right? Say you're in like your players are in a castle, and they're going through the stockades. Those castle stockades are usually like stone and wood, which is what we are preparing right now. And I simply had not that, I didn't have the tile set. So I was using the purely stone set on everything, which works. But at some point you have seen enough gray to say, okay, this is enough gray, you know. I want to see different color. So that's what we are doing. So right now we're taking the prime tiles here again. The black prime tiles. Give them a little bit of white. So we can use a bit more speed paint and give them a good sense of like life and color.
And new and more exciting stereophonic tapes are being put on the market every day. Would you like to hear a sample? I'm with you. All right. It'll make you feel as if you're really in the Grand Canyon.
But yeah, tomorrow we are going to play a game. I'm open for games. I'm thinking about either Pillars or Cyberpunk because those are the current runs we have running. Or I don't want to do Elden Ring tomorrow because even though I like the Elden Ring run we're doing right now, the problem with the Elden Ring run is it's another Souls game and I need like a quick palate cleanser right now. So Pillars would be like the furthest from this, right? But also we are still stuck in the Cyberpunk room, which will make me angry. Because we are like somewhat soft locked in that. And I don't want to do like 3 hours of that again. But yeah. Anyway, other stuff that's going on. I've been watching House. Invincible Season 4 is announced, who would have thunk? Well, the trailer's out at least. It's not necessarily announced. Announced was obvious. They are doing like the seasons until the books are finished. And again, I really like Invincible. Like, I like the storyline of Invincible. Even though it's very much like a shonen. Which is like one of the things I don't like about Invincible. It's way too much like a shonen manga. What I mean by this, by the way, is that Invincible has like the tendency, in my opinion at least, to get like very power scaly. It's not like what do the characters do with their super strength and abilities. It's more like, okay, how hard can this guy punch against this guy, right? It's like more like that. Which makes sense in a universe where like apparently like everyone has like somewhat real physics. So, for example, if like a guy crashes into a building with like too high speed, they die. Which for superheroes is has become kind of rare. I've begun also to hate how durable superheroes have become. Well, how durable everyone has become in like media. Like some shit people survive that is like you would not survive, and I feel like yes, superheroes are superheroes, right? They need special abilities and stuff like that. I'm 100% there. Like, but for example, Batman has become way too overpowered in my opinion. Batman over the years has also become very uninteresting to me. Like actually, I don't like Batman much anymore. And I'm like, I grew up on Batman. I'm like very, very big. I'm very big into Batman in theory. In practice, not so much anymore. Because, yep, opinion, yeah. I know that many people disagree there, and people love their power scaling, but dude, oh my god. I had like a discussion about power scaling actually over the I think on Thursday, and then I just zoned out of the conversation because it was like too dumb to me. And then I was like, dude, why are you doing this? Power scales are fucking stupid. Like I love power scaling, right? I love to see, okay, how strong is X, Y, or Z really, right? It's cool to me. It's like making like fantasy scenarios up and like thinking, okay, how would XYZ do, right? What nerds do. Nerds like me. Anyways, but like that guy was like, he was obviously a Homelander fan from The Boys. And like to explain to him that like Homelander has like problems lifting up an airplane out of the air, and then like a character like, I don't know, Saiyan Saga Piccolo can blow up the moon, and thus Homelander is not as strong as the Frieza Force guys, who are stronger than the Saiyan Saga characters. I'm sorry to say that, but like a pool wipes the floor with most of the Z fighters in the Saiyan Saga, and they are like moonbusters. So I was like, okay, these guys, like this guy wants to hear like, oh no, Homelander's actually strong, and he's like actually weak. Yeah, I saw the new Games Workshop releases. At the moment, I'm like thinking about buying a Joy Toy Grey Knight Terminator to put on a shelf, actually. Yeah, Yamcha fucks up the boys. Like, Homelander is, like, not even close there. Like, that's, like, my thing there, right? And that was the discussion. Like, it was like, okay, how would they fare, right? And it was, like, Omni-Man against, like, what the fuck his name is? The Freezer Soldier guy with the arm blaster. I always forget his name. And then it was like Homelander against the Pool, who's way stronger. A Pool has like a power level of 3000, right? In like the Freezer Saga. Where power levels were relevant still. So you want to tell me like someone who's like very close to tangoing with Nappa out of all people is like, because Nappa has like 4000 I think standard. And when he like fully powers up, he gets like, I think 6000 or something like that. So like, normal Nappa who fucks up all the Z fighters without like big effort, like someone who's like very close to that is apparently not as strong as Homelander. No fucking way. Homelander is a bitch. Why does it always ask that? YouTube, please. Like, the idea of Homelander is he's scary because he's, like, not fighting strong opponents. It's, like, the entire scary thing about Homelander. It's, like, how normal people try to, like, level the playing field with, like, a Superman knockoff. This theme sounds a little bit like a Megalovania knockoff. Yeah, the Joy-Toy figs are like really good, which is why I'm like thinking about getting the Grey Knight ones. At least one of them. We're switching over from dry brushing to painting in just a few. I mean, those are very good choices. I was thinking about something. What Blood Angel successors do we have right now? And do they have the Black Rage? Like, are there like death companies of like, I don't know, the Sanguinators, for example? Because I have never heard of that being a thing, but maybe I'm like, or the Blood Dragons, or what they are called. Yeah, I mean, some of them must have, right? Because it would be weird if they don't have the gene seed mistake that the that their Legion has, right? Because most successor chapters are just like, oh yeah, we are them, but like a little bit different. And also, to like fuck a bit with the Codex Astartes, to be honest. Which is like the first thing they should have retconned, by the way, when Gilliman showed up. Like, no, I don't mean 1,000 people per chapter. I mean, like, 1,000 squads per chapter. So you at least have, like, more people, you know? 1,000 strike troops per chapter. Because I would love to have the right, the Lamentus don't have that, true. I wish, like, for example, that like most Space Marine chapters, like say the Black Templars become a bit more Codex compliant again. Because let's be real, the law with like 1,000 Marines per chapter is fucking dumb. I'm sorry to say. But that's like one of the stupidest lore things ever. Like, for how big a single sector in 40k is, right, of planets, like 1000 is way too little. I bet, and I'm not even exaggerating, that's true, the space sharks can control their Black Rage. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, I just like, sometimes Warhammer lore is a bit weird. And I know it's sometimes a bit obtuse and weird on purpose, but sometimes it's just a bit annoying how weird on purpose it actually is. Obtuse. Obtuse is such a nice word. Yeah, but some successor chapters have like mixed gene seeds and stuff like that. I mean, they fucked around with those on purpose, right? Look at the cursed foundings with the minotaurs and stuff like that. So, what colors of wood do I need? I need... I'm looking for my correct colors here. I'm not finding the colors I need. My arms are so stretched out right now. Ugh. Those are also not the right ones. Satchel Brown is one of the ones I want. Because I think Satchel Brown is the one we used. Yeah, that's the full bottle that I have. It's the one that I, the mechanicals nearly became... Pretty much, yeah. You're right with that one. Satchel Brown is, I think, the brown I use for the ground. I mean, that is the brown... Is Satchel Brown the right? No. Which brown is the one that I have for the ground? Satchel Brown is too red for this. Dude, Satchel Brown looks so much like shit, man. I need a very bright brown that I don't remember that I have. This is dark wood. I don't think dark wood is the color for the ground. What other colors do I have here? I have a brown that is like actually very bright. Because I don't know which brown I used for this back in the day. I need blinding light. That is one I need for this one. That is the biggest problem, by the way, if you haven't painted with your colors for like a year. After I got this could be the right brown. You know what? Let's use it. What's the worst that can happen? It doesn't matter. Brown, I never know. I have gotten, I remember this. I've rebought one of the browns, I think. No, I didn't, because it was empty. Shit, I remember this. I have not rebought that one brown. Well, doesn't matter. It's not that like that bad. If I have like that big of a color discrepancy, I will just go with another brown and dry brush over it to make it the right color. It's not that many tiles, you know. But it is much color. After my VTuber model, we are doing the RC car for my dad. And my 3D printer in between, actually. That will happen as well. When I do, when I'm done with that, we're going into, you're still using Vallejo. For contrast colors, yeah. I stick to Vallejo. They're so good. They're like, again, they're like Citadel colors, but the old ones that I really like, instead of the new ones that I don't like so much anymore. They're very good. I have not done painting with AK Interactive. I wanted to do that as well. I get like a little bit of trial stuff. But yeah, like Vallejo is like my favorite at the moment. The only like disadvantage I always see with Vallejo is that because it's like based on the Citadel colors cover very well, so they do as well, and that makes painting layers a bit harder if you don't have separate colors. So you need to either thin very much, which is better than like needing to always do like triple takes on layers, you know. Like, I'd rather take, let's say like this, I'd rather take the Vallejo approach of like, okay, you need to you need to thin your paints very, very, very extensively instead of like the Army Painter take of the colors don't cover. I don't know how good the new Army Painter set is. I heard very good things about it, that it paints covers way better, that the new color thing, the new set that replaced the old colors is very, very good. Or let's say like that, as good as Vallejo. But I'd rather give my fellow Spaniards a bit of money. Actually, do not know where Army Painter is located. Are Army Painter Brits or are they Americans? Let's see. I'm looking it up.
The mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here. And now, for the first time, we are bringing to you the full story of what happened on that fateful day.
Denmark, okay. But that is also fine. So, I find it funny that so much miniature painting comes from Europe. I think that is like somewhat connected to our like origin of like being like countries mainly that love like Second World War stuff, right? So like painting like miniature tanks and stuff like that. I did the dumbest thing ever, because on these texture things, the color disperses so quickly because it goes into like the cracks. So we need to do it on this ideally and just glaze as quickly as we can.
Suppose that saucer or whatever it was had something to do with this. Your guess is good as mine, Larry.
This is very bright. What the hell? I will see if I start painting the mini today. Well, continue painting the mini that we had last time today.
Yes, sir. Back up the car, gather radio.
Oh god.
Corner, gotta make another.
If I don't put a cap on that, I shouldn't wonder why my color comes out, but yeah. Question, since gonna get a Grey Knight Terminator. I want to get the one with the I want to get the one with like maybe the Nemesis halberd.
About grave robbers from outer space. Many scientists believe that another world is watching us this moment. We once laughed at the horseless carriage, the airplane, the telephone, the electric light, vitamins, radio, and even television. And now some of us laugh at outer space.
So, quickly doing this, cleaning my brush. And then we are doing the following. Where is my blinding light there? Shaking it. And then we are doing the following. Blinding light, let's go. Be good, please. It's clogged up. That is bad. I don't want the cap to fly off, so we are taking... Where is my drill set? My drill set is up there. Maybe I'm taking a little knife. Let's use these pliers over here. Ah! It came on my finger. Ew. Ew. Okay, Mr. Blinding Light. But yeah, I'm also thinking about like what still if I get like some 40k minis again and just paint them. Again, getting like an ensemble of Space Marines, which I think you suggested last time, is not that bad of an idea actually. So I just wanna like get the brown splodges of color out of this one. So we are very carefully applying this. And layer by layer we will get the same effect that we had before, but the brown will be gone at some point. I'm also still like in the creative phase of like I think I said that like a year ago or something like that. I'm like still working on like a comic thing. I'm like at least writing on that. I'm not drawing right now. Again, if we're not getting a legion or a chapter, we are getting like I think what I want to do with like the 40k minis, going back to that quickly before I go on the comic, is I want to go and maybe get like a strike squad and make like a lot of different Marines in different colors. Just to display them. I have a feeling that this will not dry and become brighter. I don't know. But maybe. Otherwise I go over this with white. I feel like this is lying to me. Next time I'm just like trying with like white instead of going black and then like dry brushing. But well, so what I wanted to say was like I plan on like getting like a like giant strike force or something like that, and just paint every miniature in like a different Space Marine chapter. So, like, say, one Blood Angel, one Salamander, one Ultramarine, one Black Templar. I would love to do that. Let's let this dry. And now we can get back to these. Let's get back to these by doing the following. We want to have Where's My Brown, not Dark Wood. Hard leather. I mean, yeah, we can do that. Like we could do that as like a streaming idea. Because I'm nearly, like, I have like 300 colors here. We should be able to paint some Marines. Like, that should be, like, if we have a problem there on that regard, on like the color selection, I will be shocked. This is way too bright all of a sudden. There's something very weird going on. Because we had Satchel Brown and not Huntwood. Oh my god. Ah. I'm fucking this up so tremendously. Or was it? Yeah, it was Satchel Brown. I don't know why I fucked this up today so often. So, I would recommend you to pen them. I mean, yeah, we could do that. But again, like, we get to the recommendations later on when we actually buy the sets. This is too dark. I'm doing something very wrong here, and I don't know what it is. I have a feeling that Satchel Brown was the ground color before. Why is this so dark all of a sudden? Something is not quite right. Blah. So, but I feel like Satchel Brown looks way better than, like, I think it's not hard leather that we used, right? Or was it hard leather? Ruddy fur was what we used for the ground layers there. Want this? Yeah, this is the same. Okay, we have that. So Satchel Brown is what we use for the ground, and this is a different color than this one. So we could think about going Satchel Brown again. And it was hardened leather. It was 100% hardened leather. I'm so confused right now because I fucked up my colors. I don't know. I'm cursing again. Shit. Fuck. Sorry. Whoopsie daisy. Well, we work with this miscoloring here. Then the wood looks different. My god. What's the worst that could happen? How late is it? I mean, we could go. I'm thinking about this right now. We could go do this further, or we could jump into a game and I just restart the stream in just like 20 minutes, half an hour. I don't know. But for the time being, I will still paint this. But I'm thinking, when we game, what should we play? Nah, I'm not playing anything today. Because I'm thinking about what I can play and the things I can play. No. I'd rather be a bit more productive today than gaming. Not that gaming is not productive at all, I'm just saying that I want to get stuff done for my to-do list. Bro, you know who I miss? I miss my Oshi. Like, I would love his proing himself for Techmarine. Yeah, Techmarine will be something that I will also do very, very soon then. Like, Techmarine is definitely something I wanna play. Because if we have new missions that I have not cleared yet, and we have like Techmarine coming up, so we have like a lot of stuff that I can do in Space Marine 2. Neuro, I mean, the subathon was over, and then like Vettel goes on a break after that, right? So I'm still waiting for them to come back. I just hope, I really hope that this year Vettel does not take a long break like last year. Like, June was ridiculous. I think it was June when he came back. That was way too long. Because V3 voice is still not, like, what do I mean with still? V3 voice is not done, right? And that was like the reason for last year's, and it was like the progress was not there. So that's why he came back. But I hope that he just, of course, chills, but then like is back very soon. Neuro and Evil, I hope they will be back very soon. It was said to be a few weeks. I hope in February we see them again. I can't wait for Evil's birthday. Apparently they're gonna add. I did not understand what you tried to tell me. Chaplain, okay. That is what you want to tell me. Chaplain would be very interesting again. Like to play a Chaplain by itself would be a very interesting concept. I'm just missing the Psyker as like a class. I'm waiting like for Darktide to become interesting again. I'm also interested in like what they do with Killing Floor 3. I don't know. I haven't seen anything about Killing Floor 3. I wanna play it, but just to see it. I got disenfranchised with 2, even though I love 2. When they added all the robot enemies, I just don't care for robots. I know 3 is in the sci-fi setting, so it's more robots. But I would have preferred them adding more Zeds instead of like robots that are like stunning you and doing other weird shit. Oh my god, no. Shit. Anyways. Again, 2 I loved before the update with the robots, and then they said, okay, the robots are mainstay, and I'm like, That's like coming from someone who had like all Hell on Earth achievements for a long time, until they added more, of course. But like I soloed most of the Hell on Earth content into, and I liked it very much. You can guess which class I used for that, because there's only 2 viable options into, or were 2 viable options into for a long time. We could easily do that without a sweat. Because I think the first time I cleared everything on Hell on Earth was with the Firebug. And then the newer maps I did with when the robots came out, I did it with Berserk because it was just so much easier because of the robots not really burning. But Firebug was straight up broken when it came out, dude. It was so broken. I think I cleared many Hell on Earth things also together with Tadrin. I cleared many alone, but I think I cleared a lot with Tadrin as well. Because we played Firebug, and that is fucking overpowered. Because Firebug perks were like so overtuned. The one that made like stronger flames when you hit the ground, and then you would like do the microwave gun on the oh my god, what am I doing today? Shit. You would use the microwave gun on like the feet of the Zeds. Because that would also make them stumble. And then you would slow time if you kill enough of them. And then you could extend Z time, like the slow motion. The more you are, the more zombies you kill, the more Zeds you kill. And then, and that was the coolest shit, the Zeds exploded in Z time when they died, so you would like blow them up and set other people on fire, which would make you deal more damage. Firebug was so overtuned. I think Firebug was like the most, like, the worst tuned class in the entire game. I came out with the Demolitionist, which compared to Killing Floor 1, the Demolitionist in 2 is actually ass. In 1, you had like the benefit of having pipe bombs like crazy and being able to one-shot the Patriarch on Hell on Earth. Whereas in 2, you had, I don't know what, you had depression apparently. Because the number of Scrakes was so high on Hell on Earth that you, like, had so many explosion-resistant enemies, which became... Basically, the Scrake is like the mid, like, game normal guy in Hell on Earth, which is like, okay, right? It's the hardest difficulty. But, like, you could not deal damage to him with, like, explosives. It's what... I don't like the Demolitionist in 2. Even though I love blowing up zombies and mutants and whatnot. Just blowing stuff up in computer games. So the next games we have planned are actually I wanna do after we do the Elden Ring run. I want to do a new Souls-like that I have not played yet. And I'm thinking about either doing Surge 2 or Neo 2. It's one of those two, which will be the next Souls-like. For form RPGs. Again, I don't want to do that much anymore because like Pillars burns me out, dude. I don't know why. I love when I play it. I love playing Pillars. It's such a good RPG. I just cannot play a 200-hour thing like every day anymore. Except if I like, especially if I read it. Like if I read stuff out, no fucking way. If it was fully voiced, I think I would have done Pillars already. I would be through. But there's like so much stuff like extra that like I just, I'm not overwhelmed. It's just very much content. Like we're talking about like such a huge amount of content. You have to think that, like, for Pillars, I'm like 100 something hours in, right? In Pillars 2. And we're like not done with like the first of the 3 DLCs. It's like so much content. We're nearly done with the main quest, however, I heard. I was told during the stream that the main quest is very short. And we basically have to do like a quest and then we can go to the end game. But there's like hidden bosses and stuff like that. I still want to like try these out. Because why the fuck not? But yeah, it's like with like Pillars and with for example Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk, we are still on the DLC. So I wanna like get this done. I'm still thinking when the best point like I don't wanna debut the, let's say it like this. I don't wanna do the debut of the VTuber avatar before I've done Pillars. Because I want to use this as like a soft reset, right? Like clean slate. Like, oh, we don't have anything on our to-do list. Let's let's play something new. And I feel like if we get some new people in chat and have like new viewers, I don't want to be like, yeah, this is like the 100-hour RPG that we are playing, and you gain basically no context except for, yeah, we're in the midst of this. This string of filament pisses me off. Ah, why did I touch that corner? Jesus, René, no! No! Sorry. I don't want to be cringe. Anyway, yeah, it's like, for the most part at least, it's like, I don't know, I just sometimes feel like my, how do I say that without being like, sounding pretentious? Sometimes I set my standards too high where I just like, wanna do something in a go, and then I realize how long it takes. And maybe I just don't appreciate the time we spend with something. You know? But then again, I want to do like entertaining content, and the way we play Pillars, It's not very entertaining. Even though, like, I think some people like the way I play Pillars. But there's, like, not much commentary to do, right? Because, like, you have, like, the problem is the fighting is so formulaic that I just don't need to, like, announce much anymore after, like, the first two fights. Because they're, like, all... At least the ones we're doing are, like, pretty much the same. From enemy combat behavior to my behavior to what I do. I think that takes away a bit of like the fun, but yeah. Whereas like Cyberpunk, for example, in comparison to that, is a bit more interactive because of course it's like a shooter, right? So when you play a shooter, it's like of course a bit more interactive. Going for cover, ducking, running, doing stuff, right? Is this also the satchel? No, right? It's not also the hard leather, right? Is it? It is. Why is the effect of this so different on this surface than on the other one? Maybe because it's so much darker. No! Oh my god, no! Well, I need to paint with white over this. This is a moment where I need a smaller brush, actually. Do this. Hi, Lorox. Yeah, I'm well. How are you doing? Let's do this. Some of the songs on this playlist are super weird and some are really good. It's a bit bizarre, let's say it like this. I can't stay because I mean, I would be theoretically like ready. We just need to find the date. Other than that, I would be ready for that, yeah. We just have to schedule and then I would be like ready to do something. Yeah, text me later on Discord. It could be though that I sleep. Just saying, like I need to get to bed early because of work, but just text me later and I will try to answer. Like latest tomorrow in the morning. René, drink some. Okay, yeah, fine. We'll text with each other. René, drink some. Yeah, I will drink something very, very soon. Just give me a few secs. I want to do... So what I'm doing right now is I want to get this corner in here without overlapping to the wider space, which is why I'm using my small brush. Okay. Oh god, what did I do there? My entire finger is brown, dude. Oh. Doesn't matter, I need to shower anyways. That's why I don't like painting windows that much, because they all have like this little corner that you can fuck up so tremendously. And as you can see, my hands are shaking a bit, which is why I will do something which I usually only do when my hands are a bit shaky. Yeah. BRB. Give me like, yeah, thank you, Larox. See you soon. I'll just grab a beer. Do. As the people in Germany say, Prost. Just a little bit to steady my hands. I will just do quickly something. Give me like 3 minutes. I have finished the 3D print. I need to remove that from the plate and restart that. Takes like 2 or 3 minutes. So the new prints are these. These are basically slots where you can put like a thing into both sides. And with that you can, for example, say, oh, shit. That's when you can like slot one up here and then have like the thing on a wall. It's basically to build houses. That's what we are doing next. Vertical building. Anyway, but not today, of course. We're not like doing a thing where like, oh, now we're building a building today.
That's it.
Little story while I'm coming back. Little story. I need to do something about my printer very soon. Something is not right. Doesn't matter. A little story about actually like me doing stuff. We have like this. How do I say it? I usually buy soap. Let's say it like this. Let's start with the story with soap. So I am a very big proponent of having like saving garbage and not having like trash everywhere or like have like surplus trash when you don't need to, right? I'm also a big fan of saving money by buying an item once and just having like it be a refill thing. So what I usually do is I buy I have like bought like a soap thing, a dispenser, and that soap dispenser that I have, I usually refill it. I buy those big bags of soap, like 2 liters or something like that. Where you're, oh god, ooh, that was much. Where you just have to like buy like a few a year, like 2 of these bags is like what I bought last year. And like it saves you a little bit of money, not much, right? Soap is not expensive, and at least where I live. It always depends on where you live, right? Because like soap. Huh? Why is my stream not showing? Sorry, I'm a bit confused because my one stream was not up to date. Okay. So with like soap, right? So I buy a soap dispenser and like just save the money for like having all that shit. And just like produce unnecessary like plastic trash, because the plastic that I produce with like the plastic that I use with like the soap gets like basically thrown away, right? So that's my soap thing. So my other problem I have is that when you buy soap, you have like sometimes soap that is like it has like a different viscosity, right? So for example, I had a soap, I know that's weird because I'm talking about soap, but like I had a soap the entire time that was like a bit more like of a fluid, and now I have like this like very thick soap in my dispenser, and it's really good smelling soap. It cleans very well if you just use the soap, dude. I don't know what they put in there, but it cleans everything. And it's like the most important thing to me for my hands is that it needs to be like it needs to have a good pH. So it has to have like 5.5 on a pH scale. The reason for that is because I have problems with my skin. So, hooray. And so that's like a very cool soap. But Jesus Christ, it's so thick that when I press on the soap dispenser, right? If I do this, it just goes into like absolute batshit insane mode and just spews it out. It's so like it has such a high viscosity that my soap, and I shit you not, it just has so much pressure, it just shoots out. I don't know why that is. I've cleaned the dispenser so there's no blockage or something like that, but the soap is just clogging itself up. And it's like basically like a water gun, right? Like a super soaker or something like that, where if you like pull the lever, right, and then like you have like much water pressure, so you shoot farther. It's like that with the soap. I don't know why that is. it's just bizarre to me how that happened. This was my TED talk about my soap. I hope you liked it. I love how my speed paint makes me still be I'm still slow with that because I need to like do these like little nooks and crannies here. I had someone in university that I like got along with very well. Very, very cool guy. Really liked him. Like actually, like very cool dude. Met him like even like on my free time. That guy, however, was like the biggest hippie ever. Which was fine. He was like still doing his shit, right? He was like sitting there getting stoned. I mean, he was sometimes getting stoned, but like the point was that like during uni, like this guy, he was very cool. He had like it. I'm going somewhere with this. He sometimes had the problem that when he went out to get some grass and like smoke the green stuff, you know, that he really reeked of the green stuff sometimes. Not like in a way that he would like say, 5 meters away, right? I hate extreme body odor. That's something I cannot stand. I got that from my father. I very, like I shower daily. I know it's not good for your hair, but I don't care. Like I'm balding anyways. I don't give a shit. I just need, I cannot live with body odor. Absolutely not. So what I wanted to say was, the guy, the dude from uni, he had like a very strong body odor sometimes, and I asked him what like shower stuff he uses, and then he said, and I'm shit you not, nothing. I just use water. And I was like, why do you only use water? And he's like, yeah, I don't use chemicals in my hair. And I'm like, bro, do you go to a pond or something? And he's like, no. Why? If I like, it turned into like a little like, not discussion, but it turned into like a talk about like this guy's body odor, because he was like, yeah, he doesn't wanna use shampoo. And I'm like, brother, if you use water from your faucet, that is like chemically treated. Like there's like chemicals in your water that you get out of your like out of your faucet or out of your shower. Like that is like treated. It's not like fresh from like the companies tell you. Like it's even though they show like mountain lakes and stuff like that, you're not drinking the lake water because there's bacteria in there. And the first time someone would like drink untreated water, I think you would shit yourself for like 3 days. And I'm like, not like I'm 100% honest with this. Like untreated water sources, dude. Oh my god. Ugh. This song is weird. It's electro swing, but it's weird electro swing. It reminds me a bit too much of like a house in terms of like the music genre, and then like electro swing. Yeah, this is like weird. Song, can we skip you, please? Because I don't want to listen to you anymore. This is actually annoying. Let's say... Okay. So, how many do I still need with a wood color? I don't think any. I think I've done anything that has the bright wood color. Good. Now we need to take satchel brown, because that is the actual wood that I want on the ground. Oh, brother.
What if it bumped that control by accident? You'd be mincemeat by now. What have I told you?
All right, I guess I wasn't thinking.
You weren't thinking. You mean you'll work on engines and machinery and not think of your own personal safety? Here.
This song is really fun. I heard it multiple times. The safety song. It's so stupid. But that's what I love about Electro Swing. It's like that old timey, like, oh, here's a PSA in the midst of your song, and it's really good. You weren't thinking of your safety. I'm also always willing to like switch music genres, by the way. We don't need to listen to Electro Swing the entire evening. I know that for many people Electro Swing sounds all the same, and in some way I agree. Just saying, but yeah. I just like Electro Swing. You weren't thinking. I just don't want to do like dark synth or something like that. Even though I like that for like concentration. But it's like very, very, very tiring to listen to. I don't know. When I listen to like synthwave, I always like fall asleep. Which is one of the reasons why it sometimes gets super tired during Cyberpunk, actually. It's like, which is why I mainly listen to like Radio Wechselstrom on that. Because like I would just at some point get tired if I listen to like, for example, Body. Well, Body is okay because it's like most of the time it's like pop and electro. Well, except for Pomp and shit. To this day, I don't know why they put that on Body Heat, but yeah. There's my drill. Not anymore, it isn't.
What if it bumped that control by accident? You'd be mincemeat by now. What have I told you?
All right, I guess I wasn't thinking.
You weren't thinking. You mean you'll work on engines and machinery and not think of your own personal safety? Here. Shake hands with danger.
Here, shake hands with danger. My Spotify recommended weekly is something I listen to during my way to work, right? While I'm going to work, I usually listen to my weekly Spotify. This is not the right color. I don't know why this is not the right color. I'm 100% sure it was Satchel Brown. It's not Dark Wood, it's not Ruddy Fur, it's not Harden. Something I'm doing wrong, and I don't know what. But I like the dark wood on the floor. It seems more homely that way. Maybe it becomes a little bit brighter. Oh, I haven't even done the stone on this one. I totally forgot. The benefit of speed paint, once you're like basically done with the prep, and I don't even know again if the prep I do is like necessary. We are doing it next time without. I just like making it white and just like paint it that way. Like once you have done the prep, it's like super fast. I'm like 100% honest where I say this would have taken, like up to this point, what we did today would have taken a week if we used contrast colors. Like that is what I would like still buy from Army Painter right now, is the speed paints. I've done like a few models with only speed paints because I wanted to try the colors out. And I have like a Minotaur model, it looks really good actually. The benefit is you can just go with like contrast colors over this and just have like fun anyway. You can just like make it like this is what we are doing right now. We're just like using this as like as a way to like make a foundation that we can work with. Okay. The only disadvantage right now is that there's these like wonderful, I call them, wonderful tiles have so much texture to them that once you like the color dries out very quickly and it feels like it does not go where it needs to, at least not on this 3D printed tiles here. But like I feel like I have like very splotty, like very many splodges of white from the stop laughing at me music. Very many like white splodges from like the color not going where I want it to go. For example, you can see it like on this spot here, there's like many like little white spots. Okay, Oh yeah, there's much Dragon Ball stuff coming, by the way. I just totally forgot to talk about that. It's like a big Dragon Ball fan. They are redoing Battle of Gods again for whatever reason. And I have a feeling they will do Revival of F as well. And I have a strong feeling that they will redo because I like working on the not Granola, but on the my god, Moro arc. The Moro arc is next. Though they call it like Dragon Ball Super Galactic Patrol, and I don't know why they call it that. Because there's like not a whole lot to like include there to make it a full series. It's an arc. It's a long, well, it's like a middling long arc, right? It's not like crazy long, but it's not like a series arc, you know? So yeah, after that, after the Moro arc, I hope they do Granola, and after Granola, well, which is still Galactic Patrol, right? I just realized. After Granola, we have Frieza Black. Or Buraku Frieza. Then I hope the manga returns. And once the manga is back, like in full force, then we may have the Frieza arc, and then we are at End of Z, actually. Or very close to. Which will be very interesting, because I have a feeling they will do... either they will bookend it with End of Z, or they will actually redo GT, which will be very interesting if they would. I would love if they would remake GT, but a bit different. And with a bit, I mean a lot. Because let's be real, GT is not good. No matter what everyone wants to tell me nowadays, revisionist history, GT is okay. No, it's not. It's actually not okay. GT was never good. It had like 3 good elements, and that was like the idea of Baby, the idea of like overusing the Dragon Balls being a thing, because well, the Earthlings did overuse the Dragon Balls significantly. I bet the Dragon Balls have never been so used so often in their entire existence as like Goku and Bulma have used them. Like, there was nearly not like, there were like a few years because of the time skip, but there's like barely a year where they are not used. Like, and Bulma has optimized the Dragon Radar, like, and she uses it to make herself, like, to make like beauty operations and stuff like that. So like, It's like a bit. It's like to do like surgery basically on herself through wishes, making herself younger and stuff like that. It's a bit weird. I mean, it fits Bulma's character quite a bit, and I love. I say it like this. I love the Namek Saga Bulma and earlier way more than the later Bulmas. Or later Bulma, where Bulma has become like the mom character and it's just straight up helpful. I like Bulma with a little bit of like sass and like, oh no, I like me first attitude like she has had in her younger years. I think we see that in Super a little bit. But the entire thing with like her wishing herself younger is so in character for Bulma, which I really like. Though I find Frieza's wishes to be a bit meh. The one with I don't want immortality. I mean, Frieza had somewhat of a character growth over Super, but the I don't want immortality. I want I don't know, to grow a few inches. I don't know what I think about that still.
Before I go, there is one thing I'd like. Do you have a recent case? A case, say, in the last year or two that might be of interest public, the feature story along with the article. Something a little, you know, with a lot of excitement. You know how those are.
Well, this dance hall racket might interest you.
Dance hall racket.
Long story. If you've got the time, I can.
Well, I've got the time. Can I hear the story?
Helen, bring me in the dance hall.
Yeah, and then like by the way, like sorry for not speaking so much right now. Then there's like some other DB projects that are going on. First of all, like Sparking Zero gets new DLC, hooray. We get Super 17, which whoop-de-doo. And then like this like Dragon Ball 1000, which looks like a continuation from Dragon Ball Online, which I've never played. But the entire like Capsule Corp and robots thing seems to be very connected to like Dragon Ball Online, which would be interesting to get that into the canon again. How many tiles do we have? We have this. We have this. 3. I count 3 and a 4. We have a few tiles that we still need to like finish up, but then they're like basically finished. I have like a few that I need to dry brush still, and I have like the 2x2s here. The 2x1s, I mean. These, I need to color them as well. That is very dark ground, by the way. Holy shit, that is like very high in contrast. But it's okay, like they are not supposed to be next to each other, but the problem is I have tiles that look like these. So I didn't like print more of the darker tiles, but anyways, it won't be that much of a thing. Okay, let's get a few of these still done. We're already 3 hours painting, dude. Jesus Christ. I think I will finish what I already started, and then I will actually head off, because I at some point need to do some household stuff, shower before tomorrow, and then I actually need to go to bed early, because last night I was like awake until 2, I was awake until 2 in the morning, and then I slept until like 9, so I need to like force myself to go to bed early, so I just don't like lie in bed awake and I'm like, oh, I cannot sleep, and then I'm a total wreck tomorrow morning.
Some story. Thanks a lot for the story, Inspector. I'm sure we got enough.
I actually like the dark flooring very much. It's maybe not that like has visibility, but all in all, it's not that bad. Like, it gets style points, it said like this. Visibility is another issue, but I always think my players are smart enough to see that there's like 4 planks that result in a tile. Next one. My ear's itching. Scratch my ear. Okay. Let's use a bit more. So what these speed paints basically are is like a very certain amount of mixture of like a color and water, basically. Because they're like a very thin coat of paint. A very, very, very thin coat of paint. I don't even know if they take water for that or if they take like something else that thins it out even more. And that makes like basically this like thin coat of color, which just lays barely like we'd say like opacity wise, maybe like how much opacity is that? 70% maybe, 80. So the color lays right over the color below, and how it works is, so the idea of these colors is, the more you have on one spot, the darker the color effect is, due to how like the particle density is, right? The less color you have, or the thinner the color, the brighter it is. So what this will do is, it will go over the time, it will flow into these cracks, and due to it flowing into the cracks, it has a higher particle density, and thusly, you will have a darker color on that spot. That's the idea behind this color method. Other than like, again, contrast colors, who are like normal acrylics, which you just layer on top another and try to, like, by using more or less color, get a certain effect. You basically use the same thing here, just with like one thin coat. Which is like the nice thing about the speed paints. You get like a lot of stuff done for like a loss in like color control, which is absolutely fine. I'm the biggest idiot ever. This tile is assembled wrong. I will survive this, I think. well, this was dumb to do. Because now I would need to like reposition these as well. Shit. I didn't think about this. I was thinking about like breaking it off to assemble it right. Maybe I will do that still. But not on stream now. On stream it's like not worth it. It will not break my neck that this is like wrongly assembled, but it annoys me still. Because now I see it. Or I try to feign ignorance, put this away, never look at it again, and just be happy that it exists. There's like some spots on this that are like awful to color. Ah, it will work itself out. Let's use this one and then I'm actually heading off, I think, because yeah. Well, we're doing this one as well still. Like we're finishing this off as well. Because then I have like nearly a full set of walls, which is great. Because I don't think it's interesting to see me paint the same ground 15 times still. Always the same ground. Same flooring. The same tiles. The problem with the speed paints is you need so much to do this, but like, the benefit is once you have a set, you rarely need another, because that like, sets like this are so versatile, you rarely need to have like multiple sets of these. I think the only tiles I will have multiples of is the ones where I have grass, which we are doing the next time as well, when we do another painting stream. More grass tiles, because I'm long, like, I have like over 100, like I have like 100 something grass tiles, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So we have like a lot to still go. I mean, we need to do the same with snow and sand, ideally. Yeah. Let's get the first stroke on this. Doesn't work anymore. Okay. Brown, we are nearly done. That's nice. I just hate painting brown over and over and over and over and over again. Let's do the bit of gray onto the stone. So you see what I meant earlier. So we have this one here, which I prepped, and with like very many white tones. And we have Gravelord Grey. Gravelord Grey is a nice color to have. It is a dark gray tone that actually works very well with like contrasting lights and stuff like that. So and here you can see it like actually the best with like how good these colors work, because if you put like a lot of gray in there and just go over this. I think my brush is too wet because it's like a bit too thin, but it works itself out. But you can see there's like spots where the color tends to go. And some spots where it tends to like flow away from. And only coat it slightly. It could be that we need to do like a second round of this at some point. Because as nice as this is, this is a bit too bright, actually. And with a bit, I mean a lot, like by a ton. Oh shit! Sorry, I'm way off the mark. I'm sorry. Because this is like very bright gray all of a sudden, and the other ones are very dark. Which is why I said next time I just do everything in white, and then we will see what happens. Because the airbrush does much of the work as well. In terms of like what color tone is a bit brighter, whatnot. The good thing is the color is so thin that if you go over it with your finger, it usually disperses instantly. So if you do a mistake, you can just go over it with your finger and you're fine. By the way, you can mix your own speed paints by taking a color and making it very thin. It works wonders. We did it, I think, twice on this channel, so hooray. It helps you, like, hue some stuff. Like, actually take a hue of color and, like, disperse it a bit better. See how it becomes a little bit darker? Yeah, this is fine. This is not fine. I need another level of, like, stuff here. I don't know why this is all of the sudden darker, but I take it. Okay, I will let this dry. I think for today we are done, just because I am, like, spent. Concentration is waning. Like, I can do this for, like, a few hours. 3 hours is fine. But, like, then it's, like, enough. So, I will head off, actually. We will continue tomorrow, stream something else, the painting, probably. Maybe a little bit more painting, I don't know. I will decide over the day how I feel. If I have the concentration for it, I will paint a bit more. If I don't, I don't. That's basically the rule. Let's go with flow on that one. Otherwise, probably Pillars of Eternity tomorrow. Anyways, I will head off now. We will see each other tomorrow. We start around the time we are stopping right now. So tomorrow, same time as I'm stopping right now, is the start of the next stream. So in 24 hours, pretty much. So see you around. Thank you for watching. And we will see each other soon. In terms of, like, in 24 hours. Bye-bye.